WWE makes change to Raw commentary team. WWE made drastic changes to both the Raw and SmackDown rosters with last week's Superstar shakeup, and among the swaps was a commentary table trade. David Otunga, who served as the third voice on SmackDown Live alongside Tom Phillips and John Bradshaw Layfield, will be switching to Raw in place of Byron Saxton, who debuted on SmackDown last Tuesday. Otunga was not a part of Raw last week, however, and he'll be out for at least the next 6 weeks to shoot an upcoming movie titled Katrina. WWE revealed Monday that in his place will be a former Raw commentator who had been relegated to pay-per-view kickoff shows. While new Raw commentator David Otunga is spending the next 6 weeks shooting Katrina, an upcoming action film, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T will be temporarily joining Michael Cole and Corey Graves at the Team Red announce desk. Watch as Braun Strowman and The Big Show demolish WWE ring. The main event on Raw from Columbus featured The Big Show and Braun Strowman battling on Monday in Columbus, Ohio. The big men put on feats of strength and agility during the give-and-take bout. However, the finish left the crowd roaring in amazement. Watch as Strowman suplexes The Big Show off the ropes and then this happened. It's not the first time the gimmick ring has been totaled by The Big Show's mass. However, the storyline has been used infrequently enough that it remains jaw-dropping when it happens. It's not the first time the gimmick ring has been totaled by The Big Show's mass. However, the storyline has been used infrequently enough that it remains jaw-dropping when it happens. Fan creates stunning WWE promo for potential AJ Styles vs Kenny Omega match. Styles and Omega, the man who recently had a fabled 6-star Wrestle Kingdom match against Kazuchika Okada, never got to face off in New Japan as they were both part of the Bullet Club faction. Omega did hit his one-winged angel finisher on Styles, though, as he was removed from the Bullet Club just before jumping over to WWE. Omega opened up on being in the shadow of Styles during an appearance on Chris Jericho's podcast. "There was a time when I was in New Japan, especially when AJ was there, and I was sort of delegated to be, you're the cruiser guy, AJ's our heavyweight guy. We know you can wrestle with the heavyweights, we all know that, but," he says, "guess what? AJ's here, so AJ's going to be that guy and you're going to be that guy. So I said, okay, completely fine. I think AJ's one of the greatest of all time, so I had no qualms about kind of being second banana to him even though I wanted to be first banana." It remains to be seen if Omega finally comes to WWE when his contract expires in early 2018, but he's on record as saying a potential dream match with Styles could lure him to America. "There was a time when I was in New Japan, especially when AJ was there, and I was sort of delegated to be, you're the cruiser guy, AJ's our heavyweight guy. We know you can wrestle with the heavyweights, we all know that, but," he says, "guess what? AJ's here, so AJ's going to be that guy and you're going to be that guy. So I said, okay, completely fine. I think AJ's one of the greatest of all time, so I had no qualms about kind of being second banana to him even though I wanted to be first banana." It remains to be seen if Omega finally comes to WWE when his contract expires in early 2018, but he's on record as saying a potential dream match with Styles could lure him to America. "The main reason why I would go to WWE is because I would love to have a match against AJ Styles at WrestleMania. If I'm being truthful, before AJ hangs it up, and before I start to degenerate as an athlete, I really want to have a big match with him on the biggest stage possible, so that is a career goal of mine." Everything you thought you knew about Raw and SmackDown changed drastically last week, thanks to the first Superstar shakeup of this brand extension. You know about all the moves. Kevin Owens is on the blue brand now. The Miz heads to Mondays. The New Day rocks on Tuesdays. So on and so forth. You know about all the winners and losers, too. But after all the dust has settled, one question remains: who's going to be facing who now? We're glad you asked. Here are the 10 biggest feuds we expect to see on both Raw and SmackDown moving forward. And if your favorite superstar didn't make the list, don't worry, in WWE, the next big surprise is always right around the corner. Two of the very best talkers we've ever seen, or heard, in sports entertainment? Yeah, sign us up for a couple months of this one immediately. Plus, having The Miz square off with Jericho would be a nice way to reintroduce the A-lister to Monday Night and let him find his groove right away after such an amazing stint on SmackDown. Really, we're looking forward to Shinsuke squaring off with everyone on the Blue brand, and that's especially true for AJ Styles. Styles is probably locked up in a different feud for now, though, and we'll get to that in a minute, so a Shinsuke KO program will have to do. The king of strong style and the prize fighter would put on outstanding matches, while Nakamura's oozing swag is a nice compliment for Owen's no-nonsense vocal stylings. Raw, Alexa Bliss vs Bayley. We're already getting our popcorn ready for Alexa's vicious takedowns of Bayley's bubbly earnest promos, and these two put on one of the more underrated NXT matches when they were together in that brand. A Raw reunion should be awesome. And if we get Nia Jax playing the role of Diesel to Alexa's Shawn Michaels, as Bliss hinted to Fox Sports this week, even better. SmackDown, Charlotte Flair vs Naomi. Charlotte brings some much-needed star power to the women's division on Tuesday nights, and her spotlight should make Naomi glow that much brighter. Both of these women can absolutely go in the ring. Give them the time on a major PPV, and they might put on a match of the year candidate. Raw, Braun Strowman vs Brock Lesnar. The only logical next step for Braun after flipping an ambulance is squaring off with the Beast incarnate. Of course, he'll have to get through Roman Reigns first, and who knows if that's even possible. Raw, Finn Balor vs Bray Wyatt. It looks like we'll get this feud right off the bat after the shakeup, and we're just fine with that. Wyatt's creepy sister Abigail-infused powers should bring out the worst in the Demon King, blurring the line between scripted reality and surreal theater. SmackDown, Randy Orton vs AJ Styles. Mostly to get the belt back where it belongs, around Styles' waist before the aforementioned program against Shinsuke Nakamura. Seriously, though, Orton tends to perform to the level of his opponent, and Styles is the best in the world at what he does. Add in the angry Randy we saw on the microphone this week, and this one has all the makings of a classic feud. Raw, the Hardy Boys vs The Club. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are better on the microphone than they've been allowed to show lately, so they'd be the perfect wisecracking straight men to play off of whatever personalities Matt and Jeff end up using in their WWE gimmick. Perhaps a duo as mean as The Club could even turn Broken Matt into the savage version of himself he's hinted at on Twitter. Which would be delightful. SmackDown, The New Day vs The Usos. The New Day's charisma can keep them relevant for a long time, but this isn't about Big E and company. SmackDown's tag division is the one flagging part of the program. Putting the belts on the New Day could inject a bit of excitement. The Usos, meanwhile, are at their best when they can be themselves and talk smack, hello, corporate synergy, against an equally vocal opponent.